And 5. We are live. It is NewMutator and Punk User.
Hello again.
Yeah, thanks for joining me, Punk User. It's kind of a cool opportunity to do some casting.
Indeed, my pleasure. I will say right off the bat here, though, that I might be the only one, but I find this map exceptionally boring.
Why is that? Why can you illuminate that for us?
It's like super flat. There's almost no altitude changes, and it's gigantic. So it takes so long to run around the whole thing. It ends up being just teams running around for 90% of the map. But we'll see. Maybe this mode will be more interesting.
Yeah, it is pretty big. I mean, you know, I see what you're saying with the topography. It's, you know, it's not varied. There's not a whole lot of variance, but I do think that there is a little bit. I mean, especially in the northeast quadrant.
Yeah, there's some hills and stuff. Don't get me wrong. It's largely uninhibited terrain, and also with advertising your map as having like keeps on either side, I expected like a castle, not just like a little bit of a hill with a textured wall. You know.
True.
I'm just saying.
True.
I was disappointed back in the day when this map came out.
That's true. You know, there's not much I can say about that, but I guess, you know, they focus more on just keeping it balanced or something like that. But
Yep.
But yeah. So anyway, this is game number 2, as promised, between R3 and Name Changers in the double elimination round 3. Rat King is leading R3. 10K Size, Slate, Mark, and Kremisi are in the game as well. Ska is here for the Name Changers, and holy cow, looks like they have a full team. A flock of seagulls, I guess is how you pronounce that. Adrenaline, Suppressive Person, Mr. Rousey, Captain Limp, the Nutcracker, who, you know, that's somebody I haven't actually seen yet play for the Name Changers. And Sam is in the game as well. So it looks like 8 on 6.
I imagine Sam and Captain are spectating, or maybe Limp and Captain.
Yeah, I think you're right. Captain and Limp, it looks like they're not receiving units, so they're probably just spectating, sitting this one out. So that's kind of I don't know, that's the gentlemanly thing to do, I suppose, to keep things fair. I don't
remember the rules are, but last year Myth World Cup it used to be, 6. You were allowed to have 6 type thing, but then you had to try to match the other people. So if they only had 6, you have to have 6. But below that, you could still have up to 6. But I don't know, it might be different this year.
Yeah, I think this year you can have up to 1 more player than the other team. So, you know, if they only field 6, you can have 7, I think. But if you have 8, but we've already seen, like, there's already been at least one game. I think one game where a team fielded a full 8. I think when the other team had 6, but you know, it was in the qualifying round, and you know nobody really said anything about that they couldn't do that. So a little bit more lax this year, I think, on the rules than in previous.
Makes sense though. I mean, as there's fewer people, you want to encourage your team to have an advantage if more people come out. Let me just say though, holy crap, that is a lot of pus from R3. 10% of their unit trading value just went to pus.
I was watching Name Changers, but yeah, you're right. 89% for them at this point coming into the game.
Yeah, but keeping all their gold back there, they just gave up that center flag for flag rally.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, and
they're going to give up that top one too. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't even have goals on the way. It seems they have. Well, it looks like they have 2, 3 pus goals, but yeah, they're pretty slowed down.
Looks like NC's gonna take this mid one as their one to defend,
which makes sense. Actually, I think.
Yep.
Because
I agree. Except that if they lose their flanks, they could end up with getting sandwiched from both sides. But in general, I think it's a good one to defend. Yeah.
Well, you know, the keep flag is pretty good to defend, but like you said, the map is so large that...
Yeah, it takes a long time, yeah.
if you find yourself in a position where you don't have to be defending it as vigilantly as you are defending it, and you want to send some units out for on the offensive, it's probably not going to work out for you because it's going to take them so long to get to the other side of the map. Usually it's the other keep that you need to get, and so for some reason,
very good point.
I think they're actually defending flag 2 as well, which is in the northeast.
Yeah, I wonder if, I mean, they don't have any arty there, so they can't really defend it, but they can delay.
Right, yeah. And, 10's kind of on his way there already. But Sam's going to try to hold it in the meantime. If he could take out that dwarf...
Can't say I'm a fan of R3 giving up those initial flag caps. I mean, it could come down to that, right? People might not get 5 flagged on this one, but we'll see. I guess they're counting on their pus to make such a difference to account for that disadvantage. Eh?
Yeah, and actually, Kremisi is going to tag flag 2. So that evens it up. But we already know in flag rally that even if you don't tag every single flag, if you get victory imminent first, you pretty much win the game.
Yep, definitely. I think their R3 is going to lose this bottom one.
Yeah, it looks that way. Scott has the pus. No, not the pus. The goal pack.
Yeah. Oh, he's got some gull with pus coming to back him up though. If he gets a lucky dwarf hit on that pack of gull on the other side, he might be okay.
Yeah, he's gonna rush up the flag, but he got counter pussed. It looks like Rat King got him. He is able to,
good pus on the dwarf.
Yeah, but nobody's there to finish him up.
That's true.
Oh, here we go. Suppressive person slips in there and he's able to finish off that dwarf.
Nice. You know what though? They might have lost too many. I don't know if they can.
Yeah, the percentages are still pretty close. I think R3 is going to hang on.
Yeah, I just mean at this side. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they held it. Even with losing that dwarf, eh? Impressive.
Yeah, I just don't think, even with a bunch of goals, it's hard to, unless you have something like 18 goals running in, it's really hard to. It's really hard to take an entire force, especially with because goals and warriors, goals versus warriors.
Here comes some action mid.
I didn't even see that.
Oh, white.
What? Where? Oh,
right
land white.
Beside the mid, yeah. He was in the water, but he didn't quite catch him on the way by.
And actually, there's another white in the deep right there.
Oh boy.
But I think
he's in a little bit of a pickle here. Look how close those archers got. Okay, yeah, it looks like they're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I think they're actually in a pretty good position. Even though they have R3 is kind of doing the thrall rush right now.
Yep. Where's all that pus? That's what they need right here.
I don't know. All that pus has already been thrown.
A little bit of TK there.
Where? I didn't see that.
As the dwarf in the middle just killed one of his own warriors.
I don't know if I caught that. I was in the middle too. Are we watching the same game?
There's no out of sync detection when we're replaying it like this.
But yeah, it looks like name changers are gonna hold here.
Ooh boy.
Adrenaline is kind of looks like he's gonna mop
our
up.
R3 tagged the back one too, eh?
Victory.
Yeah.
Am I ahead of you again? What time are you at?
No, you're right.
Okay,
5:45 or so. But yeah, you're right. R3 did tag their home flag, but it's not that surprising because they did kind of abandon it. Somewhat. True. But that just means that they need to pull out a win here. And the only way to do that,
the last flag.
Yeah. Only way that Name Changers is going to be able to do that is take the southwest and the northwest and hold the mid.
They're not going to take south with what they have down there, though. They need more from mid.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Actually, they might. Yeah, they might, because they have a pus on the way. They have 2 on the way in the south.
Oh, good pus. Good pus.
Where were you looking? What?
Where? South, I think I'm slightly ahead of you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah, they were gonna do they were gonna throw that dwarf bottle in there, and have that set up, but they got there late. But they were able to clean it up pretty handily and take that flag.
Pus.
Yeah,
that's a pretty key, game-changing sort of moment there.
Yeah, pretty clutch.
They're getting surrounded in mid, though, as I mentioned at the start.
Yeah, they do have some units behind them. Mark and 10 are kind of set up behind them there. And in front of them, Kremisi and Rat King with a gold pack. K-Size with a couple of Thrall. But yeah, that south force is going to move on up to the north force.
Oh, Dwarf just got into the water, it looks like.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
Right. Yeah, Adrenaline and 10 are going to have some kind of duel or something. 10's looking to lure some warriors down so he can blow them up like so. But at the same time, yeah.
Oh, that's J-Man.
Yeah, Mr. Rousey.
Oh, well played.
I think you are a little bit ahead of me.
Slightly ahead of you, yeah. I'll slow myself down again. I don't know, we gotta figure this out while I'm getting ahead. Well.
But we're still not that far off, yeah, so they were able, Mr. Rousey was able to snipe that dwarf in the water there. And that threat is pretty much eliminated at this point. R3 is going to retreat from the mid, their forces that were in front of that flag, and they're going to try to back up their home flag, their keep flag, but Sam's going to intercept K-Size's Thrall and pretty much vet up on them. They're not even going to turn around and deal any damage.
Mm-hmm. Man, this game turned around, eh? I guess that was a pretty failed push in mid.
Yeah, it doesn't look like R3 is going to be able to take it. All they can hope for is to stall name changers for nearly 3 minutes. I mean, it's already 2.5 minutes.
They haven't picked up any more of that pus. I know it's not the explosive variety, but something's better than nothing.
Yeah, you're right.
There they go.
Even if they picked up, those.
Oh, now we're gonna have a between the two guys throwing pus and other random things at each other, maybe.
Yeah, there you go. Throwing cleavers, which is it's pretty effective if you throw enough of them. But I don't know.
I don't think they can hold. Yeah. This is a dwarf here.
Yeah. I saw the same thing. Adrenaline's moving out with that dwarf, and they just have a lot of melee as well. Like,
yep.
Even if that dwarf wasn't here, I think they'd be able to clean it up pretty well, pretty easily.
Yeah, if it was like 30 seconds left or something, that'd be one thing, but holding for a minute here.
Yeah, I'm just not sure if it's gonna happen.
Unless, of course, he kills all his own guys with friendly dwarf fire.
Yeah, you can always hope for something like that happening, and I'm sure it's happened before in the past. Many
that's
times.
what makes Myth great, Oh, this is gonna hurt the roll.
Yep. K-Size, he wisely decides to spread, but that's about all
nothing he can do.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this warrior going for the cap in mid. There we go.
Flag captured.
Well, that's it. Game over. Yeah, name changers take that one. They come back. They bounce back in game 2, and manage to basically take all 5 flags. Win flag rally that way.
That was good. I really thought they were in trouble in the mid there when they were surrounded and down to the last flag, but I guess they lost too many units when R3 pushed her.
Yeah, I think you're right about the southwest flag, and that being able to take that flag was pretty much the game-changing moment for the name changers.
Yeah, I don't think they would have had time to split and fight on both fronts, because had they not taken that one, R3 could have just camped out mid, not pushed it at all, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, you know what? They could have done that anyways. I wonder whether maybe they should have done that. Just camp both sides of the river, right?
Wait, what do you mean camp both sides of the river?
Well, because they had 4 flags first, right?
Yeah.
So they didn't need to push that last one. They could have just sat there and prevented that force from leaving.
Oh, you mean in the mid?
Yeah.
Yeah, R3 could have played more defensive instead of rushing in and trying to take that last flag. But I guess they wanted to win the honorable way, which is, actually win-win and not just run the clock. But in the end, though, name changers do take it. I'm gonna look through some of these numbers real quick. And Slate doing pretty well. It looks like 16 kills for him. But yeah, the only other person on R3 with positive ratios is 10. With 8 kills and 4 losses.
Mm-hmm. Did Slate do the pus, or was he just... Let's see what he had.
Well, he didn't have any survivors at the end, so do you mean like...
No, I was just curious what units he had, but that's all right. I didn't recall.
Yeah, I don't recall either. I was kind of going around and looking, but I didn't exactly see where he was. I can review the film later and find that out, though. But it doesn't really matter because they ended up losing. So
It's true.
Suppressive person, though, 22 kills. It's pretty impressive.
Definitely. I wonder if he had the double pus at the bottom.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think he did, because I remember he was working with Ska to kind of snipe that dwarf on the flag. So he should change his name to Impressive Person, as far as I'm concerned.
Very clever.
Mr. Rousey, though, 96 damage is going to take that for this game. Do you think you got one more game in you?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to game number 3. NewMutator here, and Punk User graciously agreeing to join me for this special series of casts. So game number 3, here we come.